In today's video, we're taking a look at the IPollo V1 Mini SE. But here's the catch. We're not mining Ethereum Classic with it. Stay tuned to find out exactly what we're doing. Okay, before we get too far into today's video, we're doing a contest in collaboration with the team over at IPollo. And if you guys are interested in getting your hands on one of these, well, you now have the chance to go ahead and win a $200 discount code over on IPollo.com. How do you enter this contest? There's a link directly down below this video to a 𝐓𝐨𝐼𝐸 giveaway contest. Go ahead and enter, entirely free. And if you're one of 10 winners, you'll win yourselves a $200 discount code to IPollo.com to pick up possibly something like this, which is the IPollo V1 Mini SE. All right, let's jump into today's video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this unboxed and we'll set it up, and then we'll talk about exactly what we're gonna be mining with it today. So we have our nice, lovely IPollo box here. They always go ahead and surprise us with the nice quality boxes. Kind of reminds me of like Apple's mentality. Ooh, open it up, check it out. So inside we have our antenna, which is great for wireless. I like to run all of my IPollos or my gold shells all on wireless, which is always so nice. All right, let's get this opened here. There we go. Open up our styrofoam box. Ooh, look at that. All right, so right away we can see here we have the IPollo. It has IPollo V1 Mini SE, and they're putting it out there, which I really like, where they put literally the memory size right here on the outside, 6 gigabytes. Max DAG size is 5.8 gigabytes, and they have on this sticker here, and then they actually have a sub sticker here. It says server model, IPollo V1 Mini SE Wi-Fi, hash rate 200 mega hash, plus or minus 10%. Memory size 6 gigabytes with a DAG size of 5.8. I really, once again, I'm just doubling up. I like that they put that right there. That lets you know this will handle up to 5.8 gigabytes. The algorithm is ETHHash, and we also know that it does Ethereum Classic as well with a firmware update. And then the power is 130 watts. That's awesome. 200 mega hash at 130 watts. Where was this unit, guys, like 2 years ago? So this is our intake side of the unit. We have 2 6-pins that are there, an IP report button, and a reset button with your typical fault and normal light as well. Nothing else on here. Backside, we have our exhaust with our Ethernet plug with our antenna, and then at the very end, the very cool IPollo logo that you guys can't miss. So I'm going to go ahead and install my wireless antenna. As I mentioned before, I like to run these on wireless in my crypto mining shed. Just saves me with all the Ethernet. I do have an access point in there, so I don't have to worry about poor signal. So we have this set up here, and then it comes with this monstrous brick here. Can we even get it out of the box? We can. Look at this thing. This thing is monstrous. Now it does work on 100 or 240 volt, which is great. It has your 2 6-pin plugs on it. So we're gonna go ahead and flip this over, and here's our 2 plugs here. We're gonna get this plugged in, nice click, and get the second one plugged in, nice click, which is awesome. That part's done. So our intake is flowing from this way, and our exhaust is going that way. Now what we're gonna do is I do have power ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and plug in. Power is plugged in. I can hear it actually coming on already. No power plug on this, and then we do have Ethernet. We're gonna plug that in on this side, and bam, I can already feel the air coming out the backside. You guys can probably already hear the unit. And let's go ahead and jump over to the computer. We're gonna take a look at this unit. I'm gonna get like an IP address set up on it, and then we're gonna talk about what I'm gonna be mining. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the IPollo V1 Mini SE. We just jumped into the dashboard. You guys have probably seen a whole bunch of other content creators do this and show this off. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time in here because most of you guys have seen this before, but the UI is up and running here. As you guys can see, we got logged in. We did set a static IP address on our router for the wired and wireless connection. I always like to do that, do an IP reservation in those. So as you can see, we've kind of already started hashing away. It's only been up for about 11 minutes now, and you can see it's getting up there. It's going to take some time to get up to that 200 mark there. But let's go ahead and take a look at a few things, and then we're going to dive into what we're mining here. And I don't want to drag this on any longer. I don't want to add the suspense to it. I do want to share that with you in just a minute. So we're going to go over and go to miner config, because that's kind of where I want to show you guys here. So right now I set it all up on Ethereum Classic just to show right away that, hey, it's mining and it's working, before we get into kind of what we're spec mining with it. So you can see everything's working there. There's a drop down at the box for Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. And we're going to swap this over to Ethereum. And you're going to go, what are you talking about, hobbyist? You can't mine Ethereum on this guy. Ethereum went to proof of stake. It can, and it has. It should say it can. It has. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to mine ETHPOW with this IPollo. And I know there's a lot of skepticism around this project. I don't disagree with you at all. I am excited for Ethereum to have gone to proof of stake. I'm excited to see these other altcoins now become the norm. But I want to give this a chance. And I also would like to build my bags. I don't know about you guys, but just in case, I'd like to at least have a bag of ETHW. And why not use one of these IPollos that are super efficient, especially right now during this crypto winter, or as we've called it, the bear market of the bear market. So we've set this to ETH. So now let's go ahead and take a look at a few things real quick. And let's just talk about profitability, because that's all we really care about, right? So I'm going to go over to what to mine. And on what to mine, you can actually go to coins at the top, and then we can go down. There's so many in here. To ETHPOW, and then under our hash rate we're going to put 200. Our watts we're going to put 130, and let's say for all intents and purposes 10 cents. That's very hard to come by, but we'll put it up there for now, and we'll hit calculate. So at the end of the day, if you're mining and you're trying to cash out right now, it's worth almost 30 cents. But I don't think anyone's doing that right now. I think everyone is spec mining, and I think that's really, really good. You can actually see down here, down below, that there is some spec mining numbers on here, which would be helpful as well. But let's also talk about here. It's like, you can't really talk about some of these speculative projects without talking about liquidation, right? You got to know where to liquidate some of these spec coins. So in this case, I did find, I've used KuCoin a lot in the past. I've used it with cashing out, going from Ergo to Bitcoin and also Flux to Bitcoin. And I found ETHW on here as well. Now, I really wish that they had on KuCoin ETHW to Bitcoin. That would be awesome. But they at least have an avenue for ETHW to USDT. So that is available over on KuCoin. Go ahead and check it out, which is a great step to go from there. So now let's talk about getting set up with mining ETHW. Well, there's a great video already out there from 𝐓𝐿. He's got two great videos on ETHW. The first one, and I'll throw it up now, is on how to set up your ETHW wallet with MetaMask. So kudos to 𝐓𝐿 for going ahead and doing a short video, but it's easy to do, guys, to set up your wallet. I'm going to put a link directly down below. Please go ahead and check him out, and please make sure you subscribe. If you want to check out ETHW and you're not running, it on like an IPollo like we're going to show today, 𝐓𝐿 has a second video. And no, this isn't a promote 𝐓𝐿 video. This is just, he has great videos out there. He has a great video on how to mine ETHW on HIVEOS and also on Windows. I'll put those down below. Check them out as well. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get set up with my IPollo mining ETHW. I'm going to use my address, which is my wallet is with MetaMask, and where I'm going to mine to is 2Miners. 2Miners has a pool right here, and you can go in and go to quick start, and it's going to give us our server address and as well as the port to use for ETHW. So I'm going to get my IPollo set up over there, and we're going to check back in a few minutes and see exactly how we're doing. Okay, so it's actually been a few hours. Actually, if we take a look here, it's been almost 8 hours that we've had this up and running. We finished up recording in the wee hours and we just let it run till now. So that's good though, gives it some good amount of time to give us some more numbers for benchmarking and such. So one thing that I did run into when I was setting this up was that I needed a certain firmware version, one that actually isn't listed on IPollo's website. So if you take a look at the top, we are on version 76.96. So I actually had to reach out to the IPollo team. They have like a live chat feature right on the desktop of their homepage of their webpage, and they were super helpful even at wee hours in the morning. And they got me exactly what I needed, and we got the right firmware on there. The one thing that I was surprised about with the IPollo, which I don't know if I ran into this with other IPollo units, maybe just the SE, maybe just the timing, but everything took a little time. Loading the firmware took a lot longer than I expected versus some of the other units. For it to start to show hash rate took a lot longer than I expected. So if you guys try to do this on your own, keep that in mind, have a little bit of patience. Mine was very slim, but it ended up working out really, really well. So we've been hashing away, as you can see here on their dashboard, roughly right around 200 mega hash. Something else to take a look at is if we look behind us, I have this unit actually plugged into a voltage meter, and I'll pop that up on the screen now. You'll see that we are right below the advertised amount, which is 130. So right now on their website, if you come down here on their website, power consumption for the IPollo V1 Mini SE says 116 plus or minus 10%. The sticker on the side of the unit actually says 130 watts. And that lines up perfectly with at the wall right now, 129.5, give or take. So some room for error there. But yeah, so it's great. I mean, it worked out really, really well. So we see it here on their website. We see it on our voltage meter. Other thing to do is let's go ahead and jump over to 2Miners. So over on 2Miners website, lots of information here we'll go over real quick. So if we look at the bottom, you can see there's our IPollo Mini SE. It actually has a current hash rate of 208 mega hash, our average of 2.5, and our reported of 210. So really glad to see at the end of the day, it really comes down to what the pool is reporting as to your hash rate across the board. Taking a look up top here, you can see those numbers are reflected, and you can see our unpaid balance right now is up top. So we've mined 0.015432 ETHW. And we're about 15% into our threshold. You can click the I here and see that you need to have a 0.1 ETHW to actually hit that threshold to be paid out. On the right-hand side, you can see as well, we do have our estimated earnings daily, which is about 63 cents right now. So I'm hoping, and it seems like as the longer this has been on, the higher that has risen. So the nice thing is we're going to check back on this in like 2 weeks. That'll give us enough time to get our first payout to see what, kind of how it's performing versus just a quick 7 to 8 hour snippet that we have right now. Now, if you're curious, at the time of this recording, it is September 30th. And maybe in the future, ETHW has gone to the moon. Maybe it hasn't. Who knows? But as of right now, the price of ETHW is right now at $11.41. If we take a look at a 30-day time period, you can see we're actually at the lowest period over the last 30 days for ETHW. It looks like it reached some really high numbers of $51.35. Looks like, yep, right around that same value right over here, a little bit higher in that regard. So yeah, overall, we're mining ETHW, Ethereum, POW, whichever one you want to call it there, on our IPollo Mini SE as a spec mining kind of experiment that we're going to go ahead and run. All right, miners, that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video on the IPollo V1 Mini SE. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, I'll put a link directly down below to IPollo's website directly to this unit, as well as a link down there to the contest for the $200 discount code that you guys can go ahead and jump in on that giveaway. Huge shout outs to IPollo for going ahead and supplying us this hardware today. I do appreciate their support of the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, guys, that's it for today. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on not only the IPollo, but also on ETHW. Are you guys mining it? Have you thought about mining it? What's your thoughts? What's your speculations? What's your concerns? I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Please go ahead and leave a comment. Well, if you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.